Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, YouTube fans. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are. Let me welcome you to this another episode of the Sardipress Show, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, I hope that tonight will be one of the nights that we all can have a sober discussion. And I'm saying sober discussion, not like we never had. But tonight we want to really look deeper into the decisions made by ISA in recent time. And of course, we'll be doing our regular preview, review, prediction, and results show. But let me again welcome you. If this is your first time, a special welcome to you, and thank you for joining the Saudi Press family tonight. Again, for all those who are always with us, a special welcome to you. Because I don't know the Saudi Press family growing, and please, when you come in, don't sit and relax. I know you want to enjoy the show, but ensure that you hit the like button. All right. Also, I want you to share this article, and if you have not yet subscribed, please do so as well. So, the big show tonight, or the big talk, what I see as the real big issue. Yes, the decisions in recent time. I hope you're hearing me, all right. The decisions in recent time, people, by ISA. There are now 4 schools that are found wanting. Yes, they are found wanting of breaching the rules, the guidelines of the ISA Inter-Secondary School Association as it relates to schoolboy football this year, right? Mr. Nine, keep up the good work. Me and your arrival, CC missile, but respect and manners. Good rivalry, my boss. Good rivalry. All right, thank you very much. Continue to support the Saudi Crest Show. Bless up yourself. So, as we are saying, and it's out there in the in media land, it's out there right across Jamaica and even by extension along the world. First, there were JC and you have Heidel, and now followed by Kellits and Innswood. All of these are breaches of the eligibility rules for ISA. But the fact of the matter, what I want to discuss, and I want you to share your views, I want to give me your views, and we're going to look at it in our own thorough way, because ISA has now come out blazing, and blazing rightly so. But the press release that was given, I was sent last week, Kellits and Innswood. And it seems to me, from my understanding, people, both schools are guilty of the same breaches. I don't know what you think, but I would like to hear your side, because I am just going through, getting the information similar to how you get it. All right? I am not privy to certain information, and so I'm following what is out there in media land. No, it is the severity of these cases, or the breaches, so to speak, why these schools were banned, not just from this year's competition, but they have been banned for the 24-25 season. Last week, I mentioned, and I have been saying this ever since the JC issue, people. Why is it only the players suffers? There were no consequences given to management of these teams, or by extension, the coaches. The fact, people, none of these student athletes or boys, let me put it this way, none of these players could have registered themselves. None of them. So who is to be blamed? I'm going to ask that. Upside, Mr. Lee, bless up yourself. So that's Brady's TV. That me think so, to sir. Help me here, man. Give me your comments, because really and truly, I am not necessarily disturbed, but I really want to understand the whole nature of both this thing. All right? So let us continue. Let us continue. What I have seen or heard, people, listen up. What I have seen or heard of is that based on what transpired in the recent development, would Kellits and Innswood guilty of using ineligible players? Tom Stranger, big up, Sadi. You're there, Mr. Tom. Big up yourself. All right? That's what they are guilty of. JC and Heidel are also guilty of using ineligible players. But based on the cases or the, what did I say now? Based on the severity of cases, that is where it is. Now, people, let me get back to this one. And I'm going to take it one step at a time. All right? Remember, it's a discussion, so I can't be alone. I want to hear your views. Remember, all is all about breaching the eligibility rules. Good? All right. With JC, what we were told is that this particular student have not properly transferred. And again, I've heard it many different ways, but I am summing it up because there's no definite response. There's not a definite reason. There's not a definite part of the puzzle that has to do with the ineligibility. So I'm saying has to do with transfer. Again, if you hear something different or if you find it, let me know. All right, I'm going down here. I'm heading down here. Now, if Haydn also has that same, what did I say now, factor or same issue. But what I was told for Idle, there are players. And what I gathered is that Idle breached the quota aspect of the transfer rules. I know that there are other media persons probably listening, and I would love to hear of what they know. Yes, especially mainstream media. You have more information than we do. Now, saying that to say, my people, saying that to say, I'm trying to get something to put up. In the case of JC, that one player was banned for the rest of the season. When is the season close or finish? Is it December or probably it goes into January? Ronald, big up yourself, Mr. Ray. I think Issa made a big blunder with their decision to ban the schools. I can't see how you're going to throw away the whole bag of potatoes when you only have one or two rotten potatoes in the bag. In this case, Ray, no doubt the good have to suffer for the bad. That's what I figured. All right? And you have a point here. But I'm not going there in terms of that right now. We can go there. But very good point there, guys. Very, very good point. Now, listen to me again, people. Hi there. Those players were also barred or banned from the rest of the competition. I'm trying to get up the issue of the cases because there are three separate cases. That's how Issa actually clarifies the situation. There are three different cases. All right. Now, so JC is case one, Idle case two, and then is Innswood and Kellits being case three and case four together. They are twin together. All right. They're twin together. No, we are saying that, remember, Issa said that the circumstances surround all those cases are different. Different. All right, so let's go. And we want to look at the case. Case one. And I said that case one, I believe, linked to JC. Case one, number one player registered, or case number one, player registered but did not meet eligibility criteria. The eligibility criteria, in my understanding, not just one, we have a number of criteria that has to do with eligibility. So why couldn't Issa give us in their release similar outstanding situation like how it is done for Kellits and Innswood as it relates to JC? That's what I have a problem with. And if you remember, people, I've been calling out for this reason. What is the scenario? What is the circumstance or circumstances surround the eligibility criteria? So let us look at this, people. So that's case number one. I will coming back to it. I just want to carry through the cases. All right. So we are saying that the player was registered but did not meet the eligibility criteria. So that's case number one. That's JC. You can continue to think. Let us zoom in and to find out what could have been that eligibility criteria that that player does not meet. Fine. Let's go to case two. Players. You see it now? First one was just one player, but in case number two, as I interpret it, I put it towards Heidel. Players registration incomplete and allowed to play based on misinterpretation of the rules. The big question. And let me see if I can break it down. Let me see if I can break it down now, people. Players registration incomplete and allowed to play based on misinterpretation of the rules. So get me now. And I'm very much want your input, people, right now. If you're not coming in before, come in now. Registration incomplete. Who allow those players to play? That is the question. Remember, as it says, the registration incomplete. Who allowed the players to play and their registration was incomplete? Who deemed the registration to be incomplete? Is it the schools or ISA? I just need clarity, people. We need clarity. All right. So that's one question. The other question is coming from that case too. Who misinterprets the rules? I suspect it is Heidel. But did Heidel knew that these players were not properly registered? If Heidel knew that they were not properly registered, because I think registration would have completed with the fact that an ID was issued, or IDs were issued. Are players allowed to play without IDs? That's the question. All right. It doesn't seem so. Because if players were allowed to play without IDs, I'm sure Kellits and Innswood wouldn't provide fraudulent IDs. Let me take a sip, yeah? All right. No. So we got two cases, right? Case 3 and 4 now, people. Case 3 and 4. Case 3 and 4. It twin together. So it is with Heidel and Kellits. Players, listen now. Players not registered
nor eligible to play, but fraudulent, what's it? But fraudulently presents ID to participate. Players not registered enough, nor eligible to play, but fraudulently present ID to participate. Of all the cases that we have listened, this one, of course, is extreme. But why do you think this is extreme, people? Is it because of how it is explained? Because this is part of eligibility breach, because he said not eligible to play, but fraudulently. So in the case of Chelsea, who this player did not meet eligibility criteria, but was able to play. Where are we with that? How do you look at that? Where is TV? Talk to me. Talk to me. Mr. Lee, say something, man. Let me hear one thing. Mr. Nine, all of you, come in. Tom Stranger, because I am hoping that this is the last. I am actually hoping that there will be no more cases in this. People, you remember after those two cases, it's a calling recalled all registration forms. That means at that point, they were doing their diligent work and suspect that there's something is wrong. As I mentioned that something is wrong, was there or were there whistleblowers for these cases? So the person issuing the ID did not do his or her job. All right. Maybe not the person issuing the ID, maybe it's the person before, because I don't think it's one person do all this thing, right? But if information come to the person issuing ID, he or she will just issue ID if that is his or her job. But we don't know. We don't know. So hear me now. And I'm going to say this one more time. In case number one, this player did not meet eligibility criteria, but he was able to play. Who gave him permission to play? Who allowed him to play? Did Issa allow him, ask him to play or let him play knowingly that he did not meet these criteria? Mr. Tom, I think the players don't go to school at all, over age. But I can tell you for one of the cases that is the situation. But I think they go to school. I think so. And I said, think. And I said, think. I want Mr. Price from Titus, Cedric Titus, if you're unsure, so please give Mr. Crawford a call for me. Send the link to him and ask him to join the show. I want to call him, but somehow me just late on the show. All right? Again, my people. Nobody now comments. Yes, comments are going, but I know that there are some person hiding. They don't want to say anything, I don't know if they are part of those institutions, if they support the institution, they support the decision, or they don't support the decision. But whatever you feel, man, feel free, comment. This is a discussion, people. All right. So let me see if we can get it closer now. I want to. No, we can't even say twin. What you call it? It's three of them, so we can't say twin. I don't even know how to call it. But the three cases, let me see if we can put it. Again, for 3 and 4, present fraudulently. Fraudulently, they present ID. That is strange to me. I would love to see two ISA IDs together to see how they look. And maybe to see the fraudulent one compared to the ISA ID. If there's a difference in the ID, I'm wondering if it is the referees during checking of these players, checking off the players before the start of the game. I'm wondering if it is the referees who pick that up. Could it be the referees or the whistleblowers? That's their job, you know. Or could it be some other opponent of the schools blowing the whistle? I have a problem with the, what did I say now? The ruling, not so much I don't like the ruling, but listen to the problem that I have. Comparing all three cases, people, I don't think there is ruling stand to scrutiny based on what we are seeing here. And I'm saying this to say, and if you think I'm wrong, I stand for correction. But it's an opinion. Again, these are my views. I'm not gambling. I'm just telling you how I see it or how I reason it out. And again, you can't blame me for how me reason. No. In case number 3 and 4, the breaches were explicitly stated. They were clear. They stated by ISA why these schools or the actions were taken against the schools and the players. But in case 1 and 2, there's no definite bleach of eligibility. And that's where I have a problem. So because there is no definite reason for the breaches of eligibility in 1 and 2, then we have to satisfy with the ruling. But do we really seriously think that is fair, people? Couldn't be that the powers that be should, or maybe should have stated the reasons for the breach or the type of breach. Eligibility is broad in my estimation. And because it is so broad, you leave us now, Issa, to form our own opinion. We might say opinion can't go far. But remember, people know things too, you know. People know things. So let's use an example now. For the player that was registered, did not meet eligibility criteria. Let's use an example. That player from JC, let us put it, say, this player never sit out, never transferred, but did not sit out an entire year, an entire calendar year. That's what the rule says. So he's over 15, he's coming from a member school, and he didn't sit an entire school year. Let's just use that as an example. If that was the case, people, wouldn't that be a big, big, big breach? What documentation would have been provided to ISA to give that player the opportunity to register? What documents? Yes. What are the eligibility criteria surrounding the transfer that they could have presented in order for that player to register? Yes, Mr. Campbell, big up, boss. Big up yourself. People, if you listen, no man, this might not even been the tip of the iceberg. You know? I'm telling you. It might not be. In case 2, registration incomplete. At what point ISA knew that these registrations were incomplete? Because they are players, eh? At what point? Very deep, Ishka, very deep. Who allowed these players? I suspect I did allow them to play, yes. But did Idel get any form of correspondence to say that these players, right, are these players' registration are incomplete? I don't know. Suspend the adults, leave the kids alone. They are innocent. Get Issa president on the show so I could give him a piece of my mind. Mr. Lee, you know, say, you see, you know why you give Mr. President no piece of your mind, just be especially on this show. This show is not to give anybody any piece of mind. But anyway, I understand what you're saying. I understand. So you see what I'm talking about, Ishka? It is very deep, It is very deep. No, for any one player, this is another point, which is the key that gives to case 3 and 4. For any player to be played in a game, they must present an ID. Because the IDs are what the officials will be used to check off the player's name against face. And so Kellits and Innswood knew that they must have IDs. So they get themselves, allegedly, they get themselves some IDs. Because I'm not even sure if where these IDs were made. Were they made at the school? Were they found on the road? Were they made in an office close to Issa? Were they made in a situation that looks very close to the Issa IDs? I wonder if it's a comparison. Let us look at the new notes that are made, the new notes that we have here now, people. So we have some new $1,000 bills and we have some new $5,000 bills. How similar are these bills? They have the same value. But do they look the same? And you know what happened now, people? Some of these monies can't be deposited in the money machines or the ATM machines we have here in some banks or some areas. The banks are unable to take them. The machines are unable to take them. So am I to question this now, or should I compare the players right now with the new monies as opposed to old one? So some officials will not take those IDs while some take it. Is it that the officials were not keen enough to be looking at these IDs? Again, I'm just presuming that the officials may have been the one who found out that the IDs were false. Was there a whistleblower in the case of Kellits? Was there another whistleblower in the case of Innswood? Who were the whistleblowers in all these cases, people? And Marie, we say 1,000 and the $1,000 bills trick a lot of persons. Yes, it tricked me too. It tricked me about 2 or 3 times, honestly speaking. Honestly, I was able to to get them back or to, call them back. I'm wondering if the IDs could have compared with the 1,000 and the $100 bills. Bless up, Mark. Bless up yourself. So the $1,000 bills would have been the real Issa IDs, and the $100 bills being the fake IDs or the fraudulent IDs. You think so? Yes. So people, it's a whole different ball game that this thing takes. And I'm not sure how soon this will end. And just like what Mr. Lee and a few other persons saying, why is it that from all the cases so far, people, only the students have suffered? And they are not responsible for registration. The students never register themselves. Now, ISA have made it clear that they are still investigating. And listen, maybe, they are still investigating, and maybe some other persons will be charged or sanctioned. Let me use the term. Some other persons may be sanctioned. Who will those persons be? Would it be the principal of the school, the headmaster, the coach, the manager? Who? Pictures of players sent in should be certified. But Ishka, certified by who? Yes, maybe, but certified by who? The San Marie James. Solid points. Yes. And if I lift out any point, I want you to raise them. Mr. Nine, I think the whistleblowers are rivals trying to get an advantages because Issa too lazy to check and find out nothing. Mr. Nine, you're serious, man. So you're saying the whistleblowers are rivals trying to get advantages. But no. I wouldn't say they are trying to get advantages. The schools that are guilty are the ones seeking advantages, unfair advantages as well. So, yes, Mr. Nine, I agree that they are rivals, which I believe, but I don't think they want to get an advantage. It's the schools that cause the problem, the schools that are guilty, they are the ones trying to get advantages. But I understand what you're saying. And the whistleblowers are right, I believe that too. I am not sure if I can say Issa is too lazy if you check and find out nothing. I'm not sure I can say that. But one thing I am sure, Issa at some point dropped the ball. And if Issa never dropped the ball in case 3 and 4, I'm 100% sure that the ball is dropped somewhere else. the game restarted with a drop ball. But guess what? It is serious. And I have to laugh because when you look at these people, it's unfair. So it goes back to show now, people, just like what many of us are saying. Yes, many of us. Different circumstances, and that was clear. There are different circumstances for each case. But based on what you put out, that is what come out from Issa, because the circumstances are different. You did not go in details to state what the JC player did. You leave it as a very ambiguous reason, because the entire criteria for eligibility is wide. It's very big, a whole lot. But you had stated clearly the issues with Kellits and Innswood. Mark is saying that the principal and manager should know who attend the school. The coach can possibly be an outsider, so he might have an excuse. I like how you put it, Mark. He might have an excuse. But let me tell you this, man. Let me tell you this. No principal no want the players them to play like how the coach want the players. Trust me upon that. I said me there RR, all right, boss, you get a break. Respect RR. So remember, people, it's very, very important that you like the channel, all right? And I thank you very much for some people who have seen it for the first time or who have not recognized at least you're participating tonight. So you see what I'm saying, people? And again, I want to try to be fair. I want to understand the aspect of Issa. The aspect of Issa. Now let's take a little nudge at the system now, people. At the system. I would like to know if there are specific punishment for specific breaches, and if I get that, if that is presented to me or to Jamaica or to the world, then all case closed. All case closed. We wouldn't have any reason to be having these discussions if there are specific sanctions for specific breaches. If that is exist, then I rest my case. But I don't know that. I know if I've known in the past, if you breach, you get suspension, you get banned, and so on. Blessings. Say hands up to principal and the PBAB squad and guests. RR, you know, easy, you know, man. Bless up yourself, RR. Yeah, man. And behalf of the guests, blessings too. So I am saying, people, if 3 and 4 sanctions are linked to the breach or breaches, I'm good with that. I guess all ineligibility are not equal. Well, of course, it is not right here. It is not. But it's a state, you know. It's a state the reason why they go too hard on these schools, you know. Because of the severity of the cases. So it is severe, man. It is very, very, very severe. For you to provide fraudulent ID, listen, I better hold my mouth, you know. I think I better go easy on that one. But I me can't go easy, me have to talk. If you provide a fraudulent ID, people, there's a term for that in the criminal justice system. That's a crime. If you turn up with an ID, your face and my name, what is that saying? Tell me. Wouldn't these case people warrant another level of investigation? But I'm hoping that there's an internal investigation in the schools, though. And I would say internal, to find out, to get to the bottom of it, because I don't want to set myself up, but most time, the principal in this case don't know much about the situation. Mr. Lion, when you say me a scam, what do you mean? No, man, no. When you say me a scam, what that mean? Lord of mercy, Bridget, me not understand that short thing, you know. True. Yes, and I think Anne-Marie is talking true about the principal not knowing. Sometimes I will say that the principals are they trust the persons to do these registration to ensure that these players are eligible to play, ensure that these players met all the criteria, and of such, the principal will sign off on it. It is highly possible. But sometimes, that is the case. Sometimes. And I said this because I would love for the principal to do their investigations to ensure to find out where they went wrong. I believe that ISA states that fraud is involved, right? Justifies the severity of their sanctions. Yes, Mark, and I'm agreeing with it. You know. You see, right now with that aspect of it, we fully agree. What I am saying is that is the comparison now among or between these cases. All right. So we see fraud as what Issa said, but Issa no mention nothing fraud in a case 1 or 2. RR, who micromanage the registration process? Your guess is as good as mine, sir. I don't know. So this is what I am saying. I strongly believe and I support the sanction for that case, for case number 3. I support the sanction with a little objection, though. With a little objection. The objection that I have as it relates to the sanction is that it's only the boys so far. Only the boys. All right, thank you, Mr. Nine. We say not me, the school with the fraud ID. Yeah, man, a scam. Sad to say, and I'm not beating up on our schools. It's just that you found yourself in there. But there's this what should I use this term? There's this unfair person or persons who make it bad for the schools. Blacks, it sounds like a joke, but it's a serious thing going on. It's a crime and someone should hold for this action. Of course it is. And while Issa said that they're still investigating people, why is this investigation took so long? Why is it going through this now to ban the schools? Yes. Ban the players, but yet still couldn't find a way to find out who is the real. No, don't. Let me hold it back. Let me hold that one. Who is the real responsible adult? Yes, that's my answer. Who is the real responsible adult? Why that took so long? Why you have to continue registration? Continue investigation, rather. So, Mark, you're saying they said case 1 and 2 were registration issues. That's that they said, boss. But you know, but case 3 and 4 are registration issues too, 3 and 4 are registration issues. They say players not registered, so it's still a registration issue. So you have not registered incomplete, and one not meet criteria. So one registered but not meet criteria. One registration incomplete, and the third one says not registered. So there's a flexibility in the registration aspect. And that's fine. But I said I'm okay with the sanctions for number 3 and 4. The problem is, why is it only the students suffers? The school is a building. And it's not every single student, is the number of students, teachers, staff, everybody make up the school, The school by itself cannot stand alone. So it's just those few students being suffered or being tarnished, even though they were no name calling. But Jamaican people are fool because right across the board now, if you check, maybe you can give me some names, but please don't write any name right now. We know the players that are guilty, or that who are sanctioned. It's a drop the ball RR. Yes, similar to the authority at Crab Circle. Bill shed with no bathroom. Blacks RR, so you must like up and share. You're right, RR. You're right. I believe you should drop the ball. It's a drop the ball. I would love to know that, I wonder if Issa would at any time accept a level of responsibility for these things. I wonder. Remember, people, I have a very good relationship with Issa, so don't think that I am pushing out Issa or I'm hitting on Issa. No, it's just the situation that is sort of tricky, right? It's not clear how these things are dealt with, to me. And not just clarity, but it is not fair. Fair in terms of comparison. And there's something that I would love to say, but may I hold it back tonight. May I hold it back. Mark, as I said, the head of the school is at least guilty of negligence. Big time. That is so true, Mr. Mark. Because he or she should have known. And in this case, all of those schools are he principals, are male principals. JC male, Heidel male, um, Kellits male, and Innswood male. So negligent. So they are negligent, of course. So you are guilty of negligence. But what would you say about the coaches? All right, blacks, respect, man, respect. Blacks up to par, you know, RR. What would you say about the coaches? Are there any whistleblower in the in on YouTube right now? People, I need some help right now. I'm gonna send the link right now in the chat, and if there's anyone who want to come and give me, their take on the issue, you don't have to come with your video, You could come without your camera on. All right. So that's the link. You can join me live right here. All right. And people, we're going for probably about an hour and 15 minutes. All right. So we have about half an hour to go. People, I'm saying this to you again. Think about it. Tell me what's your scenario. Tell me if you believe it is really fair to Innswood and Kellits opposed to Heidel and JC. There are a number of persons, I've gotten a few calls because some people believe I know all of these rules. I don't. Some people believe I have the information. I don't. If I had the information, I'll be sending it out like a money machine. So that's why I'm asking the questions. And I really want to know. I did made reference of small school breach the rules. What would it be? Yes, I remember. I remember I said in that very first show when I did with the JC issue, what if it was a school like Kellits or Claude McKay? You remember I said it? And I can't believe it fall on Kellits. I did not mean it. I just used the schools who I've seen around not having, and I said Yorton as well, because I know the schools that are mini, you call them the mini teams, yes, in the competition. You don't know, people. We don't know if if the eligibility criteria with JC for them to get that player to play. I don't know if they had a perfect ID there. Did that player got an ID from Issa? And Marie laughing, yellow. No, I'm serious. The players' registrations were complete. Did these players got IDs? Did they get IDs? Were they presented with ISA made IDs? And if you're saying that registration is incomplete and allowed to play based on misinterpretation of the rules, so who allow them? Who misinterpret the rules? Is it that both ISA and the school misinterpret the rules so they give them some ISA? Give them IDs rather? I can't see, people. I mean, I tell you, for the life of me, I can't understand how players, right, registration were incomplete, but yet still they were able to play. People, what if those players, what if the whistleblower never sound that whistle immediately? Those players would have had a chance to play out the very first round. So the whistleblower important. It's alone can find out these things. I even state Lennon did a breach in 91 and got kicked. CC got the slot, advance, and won. Yes. You remember what was the case with Lennon that year, RR? If you remember the case, bring it up. Let me see if we can dive into it. and see if it is consistent. Now, for all of this, Issa is saying clearly the same punishment could not be applicable in all the cases. This is like we in a court of law, man. These are these are well put together statements, our words and cases. And no one would have believed that number 3 and 4 cases are the same as 1 and 2 in terms of severity. No one. But what gives me the issue now, what the issue I have, in terms of the eligibility criteria, the misinterpretation of the rules, what allow the players to play? Good night, Mark.
Yes, brother.
Yes, Brass. Thank you very much for joining, man. Thank you.
As I was saying,
Yes.
the fact that the coach might have an excuse, because the coach can say, the coach not necessarily have to know the students. I went to Dintle and the principal knew almost everybody by name.
Yes.
Kellits is a small school, for example, country school, rural school per se. We think they're negligent, really negligent, because they should know. They should know members of the school, especially footballers who they are more popular. You should know them. So technically, I think some of them should get some punishment.
All right. So you're saying to me that the principal, and we agree,
Manager,
negligence, right? Guilty of negligence.
yes.
But I'm asking you now.
At least the teachers them should know. Say, principal, I don't know the student. The school know.
You know, a lot of teachers don't have that relationship with their principals, especially when they come on to football in schools. A lot of teachers don't even care what's going on with the footballers or football in schools, Yes, but Buppy Brown, Sadi, did those players receive ID? Which of the players, Buppy, because they say Kellits and Innswood provide fraudulent IDs. So the ones from JC and Heidel, I suspect they receive ID because if they never have no IDs, I don't think they'll be able to play.
Yes, and in that case, they didn't say fraud was involved.
So you think fraud was involved, man?
In the Kellits and Innswood situation, because if they were issued bogus IDs, that is fraud.
Yes, I agree with that 100%. But let me ask you now, in the case of JC, do you believe any aspect of fraud involved in that one?
No, we don't know. But remember, they said case 1 and 2 were really registration issues. Some registered, but some issues there. And another one, misinterpretation of rules. So those are the issues in both case 1 and case 2.
But Mark, since you are here now, let's look at case number 1 quickly. Registered, but did not meet eligibility criteria. Registered, so that means all the documents went into Issa, but did not meet eligibility criteria. Issa found out after the whistle was blown. So you are saying to me now, Sir Mark, because there is no explanation in that like how it is in case 3 and 4, the reason for this, registered but no, not meet eligibility criteria, when Issa find that out, how could he be given an ID so he was able to play in that first match? How did he get to register?
Yeah, they lapsed there, lapsed badly too.
You call it lapse or you hold it? Listen, just because you know certain things and you don't want to talk. Hey Mark, listen to me, man.
I don't work with Issa, man. Don't worry about that.
Pardon?
Don't believe I'm a friend them. I don't work with them.
They are your friends.
No.
You think, tell the people about which team you support again, man.
Yeah, it didn't till past you that one, so the patriotic.
Are you still support LinkedIn?
Yes.
So the question may I ask, you don't know about the JC case.
No, because they really don't make it clear,
No, all right.
But, but
Give
the
and
only
take.
issue I have with the two schools, is a fraud that is involved.
Yes, and say that is what I found to be unfair to us, to the other schools, because they have not made it clear with the case 1 and 2. Is it because this thing is so bad for case 3 why they put it out? They never have to put it out either. They could have said, boy, they never meet certain criteria and they're still playing, but
No,
they're gonna be banned. Because that
but
is it.
because we're questioning the whole integrity of the thing. Maybe that's why they put it out.
But if they're gonna put it out, come clean with everything then, man. Redo a thing and say, all right, JC, the player from JC, this was the case. What aspect of eligibility did this young man never meet? It's not stated. So we can't really find out if this sanction is good. But even then, sir, let me use this now, Mr. Mark, and tell me if I'm wrong or I'm right. I come into your book here, so read your thing. Tell me if I'm wrong or I'm right. If ISA found out that case 1, ineligibility, the register, who allowed the player to play? And a JC put him out there to play and then no say he's not eligible. They know that.
Yes, they know.
Then you don't think that's a bad thing, sir?
Yeah, that is bad.
You don't think that they have to provide some information for him to be registered?
Yeah, that is bad.
What is it they provided? What is it they produce? What aspect? All right. When we talk about eligibility in this case, we can tell you one grades, 2 attendance,
3 the sit out here.
and 3 the transfer.
Yeah.
So the main two, in this case for this scenario is, me can tell you this from my observation and what I have known and when we sum up, is one is either I don't have no grades, I don't have no attendance. If you don't have any attendance, means that you are going to give him some presence in high school. If you don't have no grades, you are going to make grades for him. You are going to manufacture some grades. Isn't those two things are fraud as well?
Yes, they are fraud, but they're not criminal.
But it's never mentioned nothing about no criminality here, sir.
Yes, but if the presentation of invalid ID, that is criminality.
Eh? No, that leaves to me and you again. Which we believe. But the fact is, fraud is fraud.
Yes.
Let me take something from Bupi before me miss it. Oh, Mr. Nine first. That our teachers never see some ballers in a class that are going from what we kill filler. Well, that are true. That is true. That is true, boss. Principals should check off on registration before signing off to deliver to ISA, so they also to be blamed. Yeah, man, and I think all the principals in this case, in 3 and 4, would have accepted their responsibility or the lack thereof. Or as the case 1 is the rule changer. So they change the rule, all right? Bupi, did you play with Buster and Marco Pratt? Age number 1. Bobby Brown said, yeah, we all play for Galaxy. Buster was a standout talent. So what we're saying, way back from when these age issue going on, and yes, we have seen schools get banned and kicked out. So right there and then, there's some consistency as it relates to the age issue. The inconsistent thing to me in this statement or these cases is that case 3 and 4 are explicit, they are clear, they told you what was done. But in case 1 and 2, they just make it an ambiguous statement. Nothing clear. So we don't know if a grades them youth ever have. It's just that based on what we hear, like for example, Heidel, where so they go over their quota, and that you go again, them know that every single school know a quota. Every single school know a quota business. So we don't know. We don't know. You see, that is the whole issue what I'm saying. And that's what I would love for Issa to highlight to us. All right? Issa need to come out and explain these cases. Yes, most definitely. And I will definitely, I was trying my very best to get somebody to do that, but it just never materialized. That was the plan for tonight. But I still have it because I don't think this will die. I don't think so. All right. Yes, go ahead, Mark.
It would be nice for you to get some information for us. Seems that you have a long arm in so.
Yeah, let me shot. So they shot. But yeah, man, most definitely, man. I'm going there because I'm trying to get some. And as me say, I need clarity, boss. There are some people who believe that I know or I have a lot more information than them, which may be so in some instances, but in this case, I need those things. So yes, Blacks, it's a need a press conference. I think, not a press conference, but I think today the president has an interview. I've not gotten a chance to get the information, but I heard that he was on radio sometime today. All right, so hopefully I can get him on the Saudi Press show for a press conference. Hey, what you say, Blacks? You want him on the Saudi Press show? RR? Well, and Marie say yes. So you see, Mark, what I'm saying, me agree with the sanctions for 3 and 4. But because case 1 and 2 were not highlighted, the definite, the type of breach as it relates to eligibility, we have a problem with that. We have a problem. You see, I'm not telling you this. Me have some ideas, not ideas, some information, but I will not say it because it is more defamation to the players. They will suffer.
Remember on the news on TVJ this afternoon, they stated that the students had illegal ID, so there's nothing secret about that anymore.
No, man, it's not secret that they have illegal IDs, and I got confirmation.
Okay.
I got confirmation. But the thing is, I'm saying, I don't know if the first 2, especially the JC one, did have ID, or if he did have straight ID or illegal ID. I don't know. I don't know if it is the lack of grades that make him ineligible, or it is the attendance, or maybe it is the transfer case where he never sit out.
Yes, because I'm wondering if that JC player was the as I'm saying, I'm wondering, I'm not sure if that JC player was the into transferee.
He was.
Oh, he was. Okay.
That's why I may ask you if you don't know about what you're hiding.
No, I don't.
Mark, I don't think them are go mark your voice, I don't think them are hold your voice. You can't see your body, you can't talk.
No,
don't make up no story.
Actually. Remember, he's from the Mount Pleasant side,
Yes.
And I live in Discovery Bay.
Okay, so you know the player.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Mark. Whoopi is saying that Sadi is the Mark Reed of Hollywood farm goalkeeper. No, sir, it's from Dingtil. So it's not that Mark. Boy, Hollywood. Call his goalkeeper, call his school name properly, Bridget. Yes, Blacks is saying, yes, press conference should be kept. Get me the host to ask questions. I know it's one you're talking, Buki. No, this one is not that Mark. So
No,
Mark Reed, there's
was a
another
humble
Mark.
peasant.
Eh?
Was a humble peasant. Not that one.
Okay. So you see, people, the fact is, that JC guy, as I said, personally, I knew the situation. Yes, I have a lot more that I could say, but until I'm still waiting on Issa to give us that real, drive the nail in the coffin to say, well, this is the eligibility criteria that was breached for that player. All right. Donaldson, I am not familiar with the cases on the road. Good night. All right. Let me read them to Donaldson. I never want to put them up, Really never want to put it up like that because there are other names to it. All right. So let me read the case. Case one, Mr. Donaldson, since you just come here, you're good with it. Case number one. Player registered but did not meet eligibility criteria. So that is case number one. And they are saying that, and with that case, it applies to the JC player. All right. Case number two, player's registration incomplete and allowed to play based on misinterpretation of rules. Let me go again. Player's registration incomplete and allowed to play based on interpretation or misinterpretation of rules. That's case number two. That is for Heidel. Case 3 and 4, or case 3, or if you want to say 4. They twin both cases because there are two schools. Players not registered. Players not registered. So it can be one from Kellits and one from Innswood. There are stories on the road that there are more than one from a particular school. All right? So it's, even that, we don't get it. You get what I'm saying, sir? They say player from and players, they don't say 2, 3, 4 players, All right. So that's how Issa do it. They're not giving you a definite response or an answer. So players not registered nor eligible to play, but fraudulently presents ID to participate. Ching Chang, come. How this Chinese or Japanese? JC was a slap on the wrist. It needed more teeth. However, the Kellits and Innswood, they committed fraud, and that is prison work. Fake identification is straight prison work. That. All right. I can't blame you on that at all. But yes, JC was a slap on the wrist, and it was a slap on the wrist because they never told us, they never give us the information what breach of eligibility criteria was done. That's all I'm saying on that. If they did that, then we would have a better opportunity to say, yes, it was unfair to just give JC a warning as opposed to just give Kellits and Innswood ban. That's the case.
So what about Idle?
Idle?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. They have lost 3 points and 3 goals. The players that are,
They were
not,
saying they were saying one school was a misinterpretation of the rules.
that is the ideal one.
That's the ideal one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know you might can't talking about it. It's obvious. You know more than you're telling me now, but you understand still.
Come on, we are talking.
I understand. But Just realize your arm long enough. You understand what?
Listen. The truth is, Mark. As I said, there are some information that I can divulge, but what
Yeah, but you cannot.
it's not
You
what
cannot
you
do
want to
that.
hear. It's not so much what you want to hear. I'm talking about. Sal and Maria laugh. They did laugh. No, what I'm saying is that sometimes, because I realize it's just the players who really suffered right now. You see, if me did hear say a coach or two get banned, but that's satisfying, Bridget. Because none of these players register themselves.
Remember, it's a said that they are doing further investigation
No,
to
man, it's
see.
not taking long, man. It's hard to do that because they're under some pressure right now. They know exactly what to do. Who allow the Heidel players to play? So it looked like Issa that takes some of the blame for that one. No, sir, Issa, not take the blame all now. Me not hear that. If it is not the first time Heidel playing, they should have known the rules. Listen, me, these rules are not just for football. It is also for track and field, and Heidel is world champions of this country. So not just football rules, it's right across all sporting events. There may be some tweak as it relates to track and field where you have quota per class and so on, but everything, I'm telling you. So they know. They all know. People, you remember so for the past 2 or 3 years, the issue of transfer is always on the hot topic for ISA and schoolboy or schoolgirl competitions. ISA, the transfer. And then it comes with the quota thing. It's always a hot topic. So everybody know, and if you don't, you'd call to get some information. People just unfair, man. Win at all cost. That's what catch us this year. The win at all cost. I don't know what going so big, How much money you gonna get, man? But people, may I tell you the truth? It's really sad. Yes, Mark, you're about to say something.
No, I say, yeah, really and truly, you think about it. The students, I mean, they might least the smallest amount of responsibility on their shoulders. So really and truly, that them should be last to be punished.
Of course, man. Of course.
Mm.
But on the other
Because
side,
first, when you submit to them their documents to the school should verify it, and then the school submit it to ISA. So
oh
ISA should
my,
verify again.
that
So
is it, boss. And
yeah.
that's the system.
So really and truly, it look harsh, but
London, yes, of course. Coaches just listen. You see, personally, and let me put it this way. They are going to say this, and some people may say me bad mind, because I want to talk where I go around these days. Bad mind. But when I was actively coaching at the schoolboy level, Mark and Fats, right? I used to be responsible. I recruit my players. Yes. I do the registration myself. All right. And of course, I get my principal to check and sign. And I can tell you, boss, sometimes the principal don't have the time, or trust me, he just look at a few of them and you hear him call for a particular student report, because those students are students when name always are called at the school. So those are the persons them check. You understand what I'm saying?
mhm.
But I personally, boss, made sure to me that every I and cross every T before me send anything what he saying. You understand what I say? I can tell you as a coach and teacher at the farmer school that I used to work, there are teachers there who said to me that I am terrible because I have boys there training, and at the end of the day I don't register them.
What I'm saying, the coach necessarily almost not to be blamed, because in most cases the coaches are independent. They are hired by the school. So
So
the coach
that
necessarily
is
have to know his students.
that is the excuse that you're drawing. So let me ask you, Mark,
No,
you think that,
yeah.
hold on, man, hold on, Mark. You believe that you, Mark, employ me as a coach in your school? And you are the one who give me all the players?
No.
Okay.
No, in the modern day schoolboy football, I guess that's the case now. But usually that wasn't the case. I mean, schoolboy football is a business now. The school with the most money are the better players.
Yes. And say, why is it that big JCFC find themselves in this problem? You have some schools who have tons of ballers who could make a lot of teams come in second and third in their zoo and do well. And sit down as some schools can't play because they have too much player to compete with.
Yeah.
That is not fair. That is not fair. Give the students the opportunity.
But didn't they do something to correct that a couple years ago? Where the 3-player rule, transfer rule, I think.
Yes, but the schools still not abide. If the schools were taking these things seriously or abiding by the rules, there wouldn't be no problem.
Well, then gone on to Easter then.
Well, I know the coaches are to be blamed, right? Yes. Head is the what's it? All right. The coaches are to be blamed. He's the head and he's responsible for what goes on. So, Mark, who is to be held responsible? Who do you hold
The head of
responsible?
the head of the school.
The head of the school.
Yeah,
All right.
that's my point. I think it's head of the school.
I think the book stops with it.
Yes, head of the
But
school because at the end of the day, at the end
you
of the
can say,
day,
hold
the
on,
coach is
just like
doing
how
a
you said
job.
it.
The coach is doing a job.
Yes.
It's the principal's name and reputation that is at stake. The coach this year, next year in Ghana, school X, the other year in Ghana, school Y. The principal name and reputation is at stake. He's working with the Ministry of Education. The coach, independent, basically. So he has basically nothing to lose. The principal has everything to lose. So he should ensure say everything is good.
Very good point. Very good point, dear Mark. Very good point. And I'm saying that I will give you another 100% for that. But let me pick up on this one a minute. It's not bad mind. It's sharing information. Yes, that's true. But I'm telling you, boss, you have some people feel say when you say certain things, they go against their lick, and so fear your bad mind because you thought the things them where you couldn't get done. Let me tell you, it kind of sticky, but it is what is being said these days. All right, so while chat them are running now. Mark, I do
Yeah.
agree, however, the head of some schools are not interested in sport. So stay there. So stay there. LOL. And Mary James, principal science, and is the CEO. Agree, Mark. Yes, Mark. And I'm saying this to you. Remember, people. Remember, the principals also delegate, and sometimes when they delegate the responsibilities to the HOD or the headmaster or whoever they put in place to do the registration, they're saying, listen, I'm expecting you to do what is right. Again, you have to trust people when you're working. I'm wrong, I'm right.
Yes, you're correct. But you cannot trust the coach.
So,
The coach is a professional doing a job. A
no, man, why
sports
you can't just
marathon.
quote? Why you
No, it's
can't
a
just
sports
quote?
marathon. In most cases,
No, but
the coach should have.
you employ
Reminder.
a coach. Our
Yes,
coaches to develop an aspect of the school. So you have to trust him. You have to listen. Then, but me understand what you're saying, still, but you have to trust the coach too.
let's be honest, and every coach bright.
But all of them smart.
Some coaches don't just have a technical skill alone.
Listen.
And every
Me
coach
don't want to
bright.
go into that, because I'm going here, so I'm going bad with coaching over here tonight,
No. Remember me
Mm,
attacking on you, me attack.
all right, people. Listen. The views that are discussed here are not necessary of this article show. All right,
Yes, they are of
that's my
the
disclaimer.
participant of the show.
Yes. So
Like Mark.
I don't want to cut him off and then come back on my show or go on other people show cuss me out, so I don't give them no chance to talk. So man, I will allow you to say the views that are expressed on this show is not necessarily in the views of the
Those of
article.
Of the
right?
oath, yes. We all know
Or
that.
of the no, all right, look at this one now. Principal as the CEO, they have no time to vet certain things though. So maybe these principals need to get his or her team to assist in them. No, may I tell you, no, and that is true. So I'm saying there are some principals who have done that. I'm telling you.
But I thought that was the role of the manager.
The role of the manager?
Manager.
No, man. Remember, you know, when it comes to the sign off of the documents, the principals are to sign off. But
Yes.
as a
So
principal, he can designate somebody to do that for him.
yes, so isn't usually manager a member of the school community?
Not necessarily all of them.
Oh, I never
You
know that.
have external managers too. But in every school, you have somebody who is given the task to do the registration. That's an online registration. But I'm telling you, in the past, when I used to do it, I was solely responsible. I did all of that, including my assistant. Big up yourself, Mr. Andrew Ingram. Anyway, you're there. Yes, we totally undertake these things because, for one, we don't want certain issues to come and haunt us, you know. Because when me I work out for you all summer in the bridging, sweat and tears, you know, me can't afford them little mishap. Sometimes, again, you may say based on misinterpretation. Issa can tell you, there are members in Issa who know me face inside out, they know me voice. Because me used to, once I'm unsure about certain things, I call some coaches, I call schools, I call principals, I call Issa. So this is why I'm saying this misinterpretation thing, me no buy. Not in this time of age. Not at all. I don't buy that.
No, but it cannot mean it cannot. You have cases now where legal minds are in the court and they have a problem with the misinterpretation. What this actually means and what it doesn't mean. It's just your opinion compared to mine, so it can't really happen. So misinterpreting a rule, you really can't throw it out because it does happen.
All right, man. Read some of that
There's a
comment.
rule, legal minds, and then they are talking and they say what this could actually mean. And one person say it could have mean X, and one say it could have mean Y. And really and truly debatable. It could mean anything. If it's not clear enough, it can cause confusion.
And in legal framework, I would say nothing is clear. There's always be some little what you call it now? So like your legally intelligence in the boss. Talk to me. There's some little clause
Okay.
there that not everybody will read and understand.
Yes.
So
So the
that's why,
loopholes they can escape with.
and hey, listen, you talk about loopholes. Well, let me read and then we get back to loopholes. For sure, you talk about some coach, no, right? Regardless how you want to look at the coach, all of them smart.
Yeah, smart, me know smart, but we say information away there and what each explicitly mean, yes, and everybody, we all know. Some are
All right,
technically gifted and some are theoretically gifted. There's a difference.
listen to this now. No, JC go around that by going outside of the country. Fibala, hence they were called Caribbean College. Remember what they do to conquer the whole aspect of the transfer thing in Virgin. Because the transfer said that if you are coming from a member school, you have to sit out a year. That's what it says. All right?
Mhm.
No, we found that schools go outside of Jamaica. So those students who are coming from Trinidad, Antigua, and those places, they are not member schools. So they were
So
able
so
to
it
play.
so it says member schools.
Yes.
So not calling any club name. So an academy, Mark's Academy,
Yes.
is a part of ISA. If I'm in Jamaica,
No.
so a student from my academy could go to the ISA and just play directly in a schoolboy team.
Yes.
Oh, and oh,
It's
oh.
happening now. Why you think a lot of
Oh,
schools that are raid your academy near you?
oh, Mark's Academy.
So you know. All right,
We
but
never know.
principals need to
We
cross
never
check
know that.
after. That's true, Anne Marie. That is so true. Enough coach. Hey, listen, we don't call a word. Sorry, my bad. All right, my boss. Mark, me agree. All right, LOL, right across the board. Um, an administrative person with sporting knowledge can do it. Yes, that's true. Sorry, Chris, you take pride in your craft. That is difference between you and others. Yes, I try. I always try to do that. And ever since, we just have that little thing that I'm not gonna tell you so me try to be perfect or I want to be perfect. But me always think that, trust me, me never into the win at all costs. I was more of a development coach, to be honest with you. That's how I always coach. And I'm gonna say this. Some people probably know this about me. I have players already at my school, knowing that they are good players. But the year when I have them, I look at it and I know that this team that I have maybe can reach the second round. And trust me, we encourage them and we send them out of schools. And today we can proud because them youth they go to school, get them scholarship, go overseas and make themselves a man. Maybe if I had those students, they wouldn't get that opportunity to continue. So sometimes you have to look at that people. And maybe I was not the best coach for the school then. Because I'm now go out there go win the cup. The truth is, I never have a school with all these resources that I could, recruit one particular way. So I have to coach what come into the school. Most of my recruiting come through my junior programs. You know what I'm saying? Not so much outside. So that's how it is. I remember we work and we develop, we even start this, we look at six farm aspect of it to ensure that our students can stay a little longer with us. Because I have players, when they pass, we never have six farm. And you pass 4 or 5 subjects, why repeat in my school to play football? I'm a footballer from a band. I spent many years in high school. And I don't ask me how much. Yeah, man, a lot of great areas. Is it the new coaches who don't know the finer details or in correspondence with the principals? All right, what I can tell you are all except for one of these coaches I know, and they are not new. All except for one of these coaches in the 4 schools, they are not new. All right. So hope so that can help you with this. Caribbean College, what a laugh. Coach reputation can be on the line too. Nobody wants a cheating coach.
All
You
right.
understand?
Yeah, but listen now, on that topic now,
Mhm.
I really don't think so. Reason being, the average person doesn't know the coach for the school. The average person don't
For
know
which
the coach for the
school?
school. Any school A, school B, apart from the more notorious ones. I mean, not mean anything bad about it, but
So yeah.
the average person know the name I coach him.
Okay.
Let's use Kellits for example. How many persons know the name of Kellits coach? No, probably nobody in your audience don't know.
Nobody where?
Your audience probably don't know the name of a Kellits coach.
Yes, man. People there know him, man.
Well, I don't. So I say, oh, their name at there. And when they say the coach is school get banned for 2 years, they don't say about the coach. They don't say coach get banned. So the coach don't really have nothing to lose.
You think so, sir? Well, if you think, all right.
No, I
When
really
you think the
school.
coach, listen
A
me, man.
problem.
Listen me, boss.
Mm-hmm.
You see, sometimes in life, even in my work, my life use myself as example. Sometimes it is not the best example, or maybe it won't fit the area. But listen to what I say. No coach now want ban. Get no ban. No coach don't want to get any ban. Me always have my job as a teacher. I mean, me get ban already in a regime. I was banned for 2 years. Unfairly. I mean, now stop saying it. Unfairly. I was
As a coach
banned
or as a
for
teacher?
2 years. As a coach.
Oh,
No man, if I get banned as a teacher, I run to left Jamaica. You mad? But I may tell us, Bridging, sleepless nights. Not because of the situation, but because the whole country yesterday boy me get banned. When me hear it I hear every night. And you know the strangest thing, people, when I got the ban, when I get banned, I heard it in the media before I got a letter. Before ISA communicated to me that I was banned. Trust me, Mark.
yeah. But then again, I mean, maybe you're a different coach now, because I mean, you have basically two types of coach. You have coaches who are there to win games or trophies, and you have coaches that are the development of student athletes are important to them. So maybe you're one of those that was more interested in development of the student than actually the trophies that you won. There's a difference.
I want to win to man, what you say? I have to
Yeah,
win,
but
but not at all.
but yes, not at all costs.
Not at all cost. And the truth is, this when I look at what I have to work with, I know it is like difficult. It will be very difficult to come up against the rivals, to come up against those top schools, to outplay them. I have had schools, all right, let me not hide it. You at a nice school. That's the school that I used to work. That's the school that I used to coach. All right? And I can tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, not boasting, but I was responsible to develop a football program at Yuatan High School. I did that. I did a comprehensive program, with the help. I mean, I hide it with the help of two mentors. One, Coach Vassar Reynolds, and two, Coach Gladstone Hutchinson. May his soul rest in peace. Those two gentlemen showed me and helped me to develop a program, and I did that. When I started out, trust me, my school know nothing about camping to those effects. So you can imagine all the things that I put in. Whole heap of work. And throughout the years, as some year one player will look good this year, big school come in and take them away.
Feeder program.
Listen, me man, I will tell you,
Uh,
I have coached youth under 14, under 16, big man. Play 1 year at the cup at 14-year-old, And by the time they reach under 16, I don't have them in the bats.
my school got them.
And those players went on to even represent the country at junior football. As a matter of fact, I
Okay.
remember one of them clearly even get a call up to one senior call up already. But you at a high school never get the big up for that.
No.
Do you understand? But then, and I never upset at all when they take them away. Because the parents them allow it. So guess what? What me I go do? I can't say to them that I will pay the school fee. I can't do it. I don't have what to offer them like what the other schools do. So I work with it. I'm still encouraging you with them. A lot of them youth they will leave me 15, 16-year-old go play for other schools that could have helped develop my program, At the end of their school life, they still come back around and me assist them go to college, Bridget. Assist them with scholarship, even though they never finish my school, So when it comes to coaching, man, trust me, I really believe that regardless the coach work at the school or outside, they have a responsibility. Pessoa, JC, if you get banned too. Listen, you know why me believes that they get banned. But me not shout it out loud because I'm still a wait pan to get what eligibility criteria them breach.
Yeah, and just as we say, average layman like me that is listening out there, I don't see why they should ban for. What they should ban for? Just found me here, Pani. You just want information I have from the media.
But Mark,
Yep.
you really believe that all the information are given out, sir?
Well, me only can't judge from me here.
No, man. No. No, from your perspective, forget about what you get. You get everything from me there. Do you believe that as it relates to the JC case, that they have said enough?
Maybe not, cause I'm a big school. Maybe not, but
So
still
you're
can't prove
really about
otherwise.
really a think what everybody has. You're on the same page, man.
Yeah,
You see
man.
why you said I'm
But
a big school
listen,
player.
you have to
Me
prove
and I think.
otherwise.
Big up family, big up award. No, the truth, man, the truth is, it's really a situation that we have to really take into consideration seriously. How we go about doing things, how we lay out what do you say now, a level playing field. And there and then, I'm not saying right now the sanctions are not equally um, handed down. What I am saying is that for me to come to that conclusion, I need to know what aspect of eligibility criteria Heidel and JC really breach. And then I can fairly say, well, this is what I think I'm close it up. But until then, you can't close until we get that. You know, I need closer to that, and this will what will help me. The other thing that I think is important, if Issa could share with us the type of punishment or the type of sanction that goes with a particular breach.
Oh, so like say 1 month ban for breach A, 2 month ban for breach B. They need to make that clear.
Yes. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Or if this is the
Yeah.
case. All right, let us put this into perspective now. The player from JC was banned for the rest of the season. Where is he now? Is he still at JC? Is he at home? Has he gone back to his former school?
He's
Will
at
he be
JC
able
because
to?
he's a student. Remember, he's a student at JC, you know. He just can't take part in sports
Why?
because in a breach requirement.
How long has he been a student at JC?
Maybe you can tell me that.
See, a politician.
Prob- Probably in that year.
Pessoa, talk to me. You know about JC thing. Pessoa, talk to me. They said just
No,
like
Pessoa.
Casey at it last
Pessoa,
week.
no, but JC, the
Come
Pessoa
schools are
KC, man.
eh?
Pessoa KC, man, he could man JC get banned from KC, man, JC, man.
No man, he know the things. The man said JC if get banned, man. So he know exactly what happened. The thing what I'm saying, you know. The thing what I'm saying, Mark, it's just that the issues need to sort out, Richard. The issues. And I'm hoping though, for one, the schools that are involved, especially Innswood and Kellits, they are doing their due diligence, investigating, and ensure that these mistakes are not made again.
Yeah, I learned, fine.
There's somebody said to me today, so sorry, Chris, you think it's fair if one youth who do something bad and the other 19 out of the squad get punished for it?
But you know, one thing I find funny when I funny aside towards it,
Mm-hmm.
especially in a Kellits case. In a rarity, if you're cheating, you get 13 and 14. Why sent you cheat? And like in a win, 13 and 14, I get.
Those are
No
not
one says that,
mistakes.
me.
Those are acts. Yes, Mark. They never know that they get 13. They think that's what I stop
No,
them
but
from get.
obviously, we get the good.
Listen, no, man. Listen. In the
No.
case of Kellits, I believe Kellits know that, listen, no, a two-team.
Right now, if me a whistle blow, would blow no whistle on Kellits.
What
In
me?
that last, them England.
Then what if Kellits there either you?
No, what I didn't know about nobody in them. Them that last,
All
right? I almost
right.
last.
General, when I hold on, let me adjust this. When I said that learn from the mistake, I'm not talking about those who actually print the IDs. For example, I suspect that the principals were not informed. They were not sure of what had happened.
Yes, and
Meaning,
that I understand. That I
meaning
understand what I'm
they
saying.
have trust other persons, so they got the form. They said, "Finish, Princey. Can you sign these for me?" And Princey said, "All right." Them all right? Yes. Princey attach him signature, send it off to Issa.
Well, he's at least guilty of negligence. He's not
Yes,
doing job.
yeah, man. That is a mistake type of thing I'm talking about. And that's why I'm saying, maybe because you know, me not say it. Me not say some principal might not love the sport as how some, involved in it. But I've seen, especially the Kellits principal at the matches. Yeah, man, me see my enjoy himself. I get him licks and still enjoy himself and I motivate the youth. You understand? So again, it we just hope, from an administrative point that they have learned and move on further. Again, the other part, people, they ban from this competition and next year competition. I don't know if the rules are the same, but while I was involved, if you withdraw from the season, withdraw for whatever reason, then you'll have to pay up some money, and also you will not be able to enter the following year. So you withdraw because you have some issues.
Yeah, but
And hold on, no,
so
man.
they could yeah.
Hold on. They withdraw because, let's say Kellits had withdrawn for some reason. So they have to pay some money to Isana because Issa already spent some money for Kellits for them to be able to play
Okay,
in terms of gear, suits, right? Jerseys.
okay.
So they'll have to pay up back some of that money, or probably all. And then next year, they wouldn't get the opportunity to play again. They have to sit out another year. So there you go. Look at the punishment sitting out a year, or getting a year ban for withdrawal. And now to commit such a incident now, you're still going to get another year ban.
It was worth it.
You understand what I'm saying? So again, I'm not sure if this is the best thing for these people. I believe that the school should stay in the competition. And all those individuals, the coaches, find out that a PE teacher go finish the season. Allow the youngsters who are there, who are doing well, who want to develop, to get some little games under them belt. And again, it's only Dakar Stack Up and Manning Cup these schools are banned from, They will be able to play under 14 and under 16, based on what I understand.
Oh yeah, there's a money on that me, yeah. And along as champs and all those things.
And so on. You understand what I say?
Mm.
So if that is the case, they could allow them to finish the competition.
Yes, but what I'm saying then, what punishment would they get for the fraud that they committed?
The
That
school?
can't go free. Yes.
No, man, but the individuals within the school do it, So the coach and the person who do the registration thing, I'm telling you. And if my memory serves me right, the coach of Kellits is also a teacher there. If I'm wrong, please, please forgive me. But I almost sure. Yeah, Mr. Nine. Mark, Mr. Nine, you know about Kellits, no, Mark? And why Mark said, why Kellits even try thief and get 30 love?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know, win. You come last on the thief. Come on. That makes sense.
With all fairness, the 13 love for them get, man, after the players stop playing.
Were they winning before that?
Yes. They won 2
Oh.
games. I think they beat Landmark and they beat Thompson in the first game. They beat Thompson.
Let me be nobody then.
What do you mean they beat nobody? You see, we know they're a big team, but I leave, Mark, Mr. Chap another one love to them, man.
Yeah, we're sorry for them, man. We know what
We're sorry for work as it relates to signing off players' documents. I'm sure that's true. And this will not happen again. I tell you that the principals' eyes are open now. Those eyes gone on top of them for it right now. Trust me. Yes, Mark, what is it you're saying?
No, we're sorry for Charlie Mount, man. Yeah, give me more beating to know. Charlie Mount beat Dintil in a more than 10 years, you know.
No, sir, you're wrong.
When they beat them?
You wrong.
When they beat them? Then Jar
Remember,
probably won 4.
remember
Then
them beat Dingtil in recent history 3-2 down at Dingtil.
you know what? In our
Dakasta.
when?
Can't remember a year. But it's
You
true.
not remember? On any time now.
Listen to me now, Bridget. Unseen
Yeah.
was the coach.
In a real match.
What am I do, man? Man, you know you're not follow Dingtil. I'm gonna make them give a little shout out, you know.
When they beat them?
Ah, boy. Why this brother, yeah? You had some of youth.
Then Jar a couple years ago. Then Jar 2 times must around 3-4 years ago.
Do you remember when the year Charlie Mount won the Ben Francis Cup?
Yes, they not beat them no time at all.
3-2.
I'm certain about that.
Well, I know, man. 3-2 down at Dingtil. And the match, then Dingtil come back to Charlie Mount. They drew 1-1. You know Unseen?
Yeah, I see my Jacks all
Alright.
couple times.
Unseen have a history with Dingtil, you know. That's why Unseen did that come up. Unseen said every time, whenever he coaches Charlie Mount, Dingtil never beat them.
Then Jar, they don't win.
So them one of this brother, man.
Do research and tell me tomorrow, say sorry, yeah? Say apologize to you.
I go right to them, you know. We're not afraid to tell us, we're not afraid to apologize.
Yeah, man, do research tomorrow and tell me say apologize to you.
Man, I go right to them.
To try embarrass, disgrace me, name on my side.
Where you at the match on Saturday? You witnessed the 7-0?
No. But I mean, it depends on you which way, but you go short 25 minutes side.
Hey, listen, man. If I ever tell you what happened to me, bro, people them have the match, and trust me, you say, all right, since them not carry the match forward, I go and do some other things that they do, you know? So me schedule the game for 2:50 because at 3 o'clock game. But you know, when we reach at the game, half time.
So never 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 2:30 they say.
Listen, it was scheduled for 3, Bridget. I'm a
But the Schoolboy Football portal, it says
You know-
2:30.
on the Schoolboy Football portal.
Yeah, from before.
No,
Even
man, but we
even
did
on
They have the
Facebook,
reschedule.
even Facebook's portal they have. Same
Oh.
at 2:30 they say it.
We never look at it that time. But what I heard it
They've
was,
highlighted it in red, showing that there's a change in time.
yeah, man, I heard it was changed twice.
Mm-hmm.
And the referees were informed about 12 o'clock for a 2 o'clock game. So it's just one of those things. Just one of those things. So, but big man, may I tell you, man, trust me. How would this I say no? Mr. Green or Mr. How this Alim, not sure, but Alim, JC,
2019,
eh?
19 they lose in 2019.
Me I try to remember
Yeah,
which
so-
was the year they won Ben Francis Cup,
Yeah,
Charlie
so-
Mount.
Eh?
The year when Charlie Mount lost them points in players, they beat Ding.
Yeah.
All right. And that's
Eh?
a year they fit. Yeah, that. No man, that's serious thing. Somebody said 2019. There. Mr. 9. Mr. 9 follow it, you know. Mr. 9 say I'm rival, so. No, the
So
thing.
two no go apologize to me tomorrow then.
Mark.
Mm. Yes.
And
All right, sir. Okay, I'm sorry.
We're going to pass apology. Let us. What you drink, Mark?
So me just drink some water while ago. No, if that count.
That's all you drink?
That's all.
You want something, man? You
Good.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Nine. People, I tell you, we're going to do 10 more minutes. And really and truly, I'm trying to get somebody to speak to the real issue on this and the circumstances that we are seeing with these cases. But we always do a little review and preview. A number of games today. I remember whiskey I drink. A number of games today were rained out. I think JC Cumberland was rained out. The rain started very early today. I'm surprised that some games were able to play. Notably, the Charlie Mount Dintle game that was played. It was scheduled for 1:30, so it was played. All right. Trying to see if I get any game. JC, if you get banned, then do the same thing as Innswood and Kellits. Pessoa, you sure?
Let
You
me see
sure,
too.
Pessoa? I'm not sure about that, but if that is the case, fine. I'm not sure. I mean, I call you out, Pessoa, you won't come in. Because I know, so you know the things. Pessoa know the things in which woman. Trust me. All right. Please know that the match manufactured and heading in high. We play at FRV. That's over. So it is tomorrow. Tomorrow is what? Tuesday. Travis, how you know? You see, Travis don't want to talk. I think Travis is a tasty man. So talk the things then, Travis. Please. Give us an opportunity to get into it, man. I'm trying to get some info here, people, but not too much coming out of the games today. Tomorrow is what? Manning Cup, October. Today's what date?
Today is the 10th.
Today I'm not
Tonight.
Listen, to me,
Day 29th.
as much as me drink because something's strong, boy, I want an eye if you're well,
Them realize.
So, tell me, boss. Tell me. All right, here I know. Come, Travis, start like Jamaican Observer, page 2, center spread. Travis no want to talk, man. He's afraid of licks. Because say when the two blue man them are licks, they lick hard. So I'm afraid. Oh boy. All right. So nothing I know as it relates to score. What's going on? Acosta Cup. Awesome. So Dintil won 1-0. States completed their game today. That was rain. They scored. So they're 4-2 over Lakovia. I think I had 4-1. People don't remember me thing, but I had 4-1 for that. I never predict this Dintil game because Charlie Mount too hot and cold. I never know what to expect. But Taki, the surprise win, Taki got knocked off today. So their unbeaten run came to an end with a 3-0 loss to St. Mary High. Cedric Titus. I was trying all night, but I don't get through to. I wanted to speak to. When I spoke to the coach, never have a conversation. But I want to have a conversation with the Cedric Titus coaching. Yes? Cedric Titus really knock off William Nib 2-0 today. Boy, after getting the 3-0 score in the first one in the boardroom. Hey, a lot of boardroom scores this year, You realize, Mark?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, a whole lot of a boardroom. So Alice going to hey, listen to the boss. Alice don't watch my show. Yes, sir. Alice don't watch my show. All right? Please. Alice going to sell crab at the matches. Hey, crab can't go a football match though because if one get to a virgin.
Problem.
I remember saying Alice have a crab farm. That's what I was told. All right, people. So because I don't have the full slate of scores, I am unable to give you the results and to take that. But Mark, it was a pleasure to have you tonight. It was really a fruitful conversation. And I'm saying to you people, all of you out here, thank you very much for joining. Thanks for your contribution. And what I will say to you, I would love to put this matter to bed, but the truth is, as a concerned football fan and as an advocate for youth, I really and truly would like for these scenarios to be properly dealt with. Yes? And I said properly dealt with. Kellits and Innswood get their fair share of punishment, but I don't think JC and Idel get their fair share either. That's just my view. All right? One thing I'm happy about as a countryman, from the four schools that are involved in wrongdoing or breaches, only one from the Doncaster Cup. So, the urban schools are going bad. Good night, good night, good night.
What, may tell you, before you leave, may tell you next story here.
Yeah, man, thanks for the live matches, Sadiq. Respect.
Yeah, according to, and it's 2019,
Mm-hmm.
didn't tell nobody was a Charlemont.
What happened?
They won 3-0 on both legs. So tomorrow you tell me which between they lose.
Who win 3-0 on both leg?
Didn't tell.
Well, as me tell you, if it is not 2019, is the year that they won the Ben Francis Cup. Honestly, tomorrow they'll carry it for you.
Yeah, man. That 2019 they lost so much to eat. I think he did make it. They
2019.
didn't lose to Charlemont. Yeah, they didn't lose to Charlemont that year.
Okay.
So tomorrow you tell me I win they lose, yeah?
All right. You remember when they lose to you at High?
Eh?
You remember when they lost to you at High?
Yeah, man, I see that too.
All right. All right. Thank you, bro. Whoopi Brown.
Yeah, man.
Sorry with those results.
Yes, big up to all of your followers.
Yeah, man. Mark, hear that question? I'm not sure, Whoopi, because it's not stated either. One thing I've shown, the schools have been taken out of the zones. So Whoopi is saying that will those results stands or it's going to be 2 goals and 3 points. What I can say to you, definitely, the results have not changed. When I look at the zone, I'm going into the zone now with.
Yes, but that has to change because on every school play Kellits set, and Clarendon College play Kellits 2 times already.
Oh man, every school play Kellits already. Kellits play everybody already. So while Mark make a talk and gone, let me just check it out. All right, Whoopi. I'm talking about Kellits, yeah, I know. So let me look at the score. I don't think this zone, the points have changed. And I think, let me check it though, before I say anything. Okay. I'm a little 550. All right, so nothing has changed. Points. What is something? All right. But let me double check to see the final point standing. There's a final point standing, but I don't think it has changed though. All right. Well, anyhow, we'll keep that. This is our last minute on, but we'll check it out. So, Whoopi, most definitely tomorrow I'll let you know what's the situation, and I will get definitely to it. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I said thank you very much for staying. Thank you very much, all of you, for participation and to continue to support the Saudi Press Room. This is where we leave you, and I want to say a special good night to you. Have yourself a restful night, and I will see you tomorrow.